Once upon a time, there was a man named John who lived a simple life in a small town. John had always dreamed of happiness, but no matter how much he tried, he struggled to find it. Every time something went wrong in his life, he would become upset and feel like happiness was just out of reach. He believed that if he had more money, a bigger house, or a perfect job, then he would be truly happy. However, as time passed, John realized that no matter how much he achieved, he always found something new to worry about. One day, John's life took an unexpected turn. He lost his job due to company downsizing, and his savings began to dwindle. He felt helpless and was consumed by feelings of frustration and fear. His friends and family tried to comfort him, but he couldn't shake the negative thoughts. He began to question whether true happiness was even possible. One evening, as he walked through the park feeling down, John met an elderly man sitting on a bench. The man looked content, despite his worn clothes and humble appearance. Curious, John approached him and asked, "How is it that you seem so happy, even though life is full of challenges?" "I've been struggling to find happiness for years." The old man smiled kindly and said, "You see, young man, happiness isn't about having everything perfect or waiting for the right moment. It's about how you choose to live, regardless of the circumstances." John was intrigued and decided to listen closely as the old man shared his story. "I grew up poor," the old man began. "I faced many hardships throughout my life, but I realized early on that happiness isn't something that can be found in possessions or situations. It comes from within." John asked, "But how do you find happiness when things go wrong?" The old man's eyes twinkled as he answered, "It all starts with your perspective. Every challenge you face can be seen as an opportunity for growth. When I lost my job, I didn't focus on the fear or the loss. Instead, I asked myself what I could learn from the experience and how I could use it to move forward." John thought about this and realized that he had been focusing only on what he didn't have. He had always been waiting for things to improve before he allowed himself to feel happy. The old man continued, "Gratitude plays a big role too. No matter how difficult life may seem, there's always something to be thankful for. Each day, I make it a habit to think about the things I'm grateful for, even if it's something small like the warmth of the sun or a good meal." John began to understand. The old man wasn't suggesting that he ignore his problems, but rather that he focus on what he could control and find meaning in every situation. He also realized that he had been too hard on himself, and that showing compassion to himself would help him feel more at peace. "Another thing I've learned," the old man continued, "is to live in the moment. We often get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future, but happiness is found in the present. Take a deep breath, enjoy the small moments, and be fully present in whatever you're doing." John felt a shift in his heart. He had spent so much time stressing over what he didn't have, or where he was headed, that he had forgotten to appreciate the simple things in life. The conversation with the old man opened his eyes to the power of perspective, gratitude, and mindfulness. From that day forward, John began to change his approach to life. He no longer waited for the perfect circumstances to be happy. Instead, he started seeing each challenge as a chance to grow, and he made an effort to focus on what he was grateful for every day. He learned to let go of perfectionism and embraced the idea that life's imperfections made it beautiful. John also became more kind to himself, understanding that mistakes were part of life and not something to be ashamed of. With time, he noticed that his outlook on life had shifted. He found happiness in simple moments, like a cup of coffee in the morning or a chat with a friend. His circumstances hadn't changed dramatically, but his attitude toward them had. John's story is a reminder that happiness is not something we can chase by waiting for the perfect conditions. It's a mindset, a way of living. By shifting our perspective, practicing gratitude, embracing the present, and being kind to ourselves, we can find happiness in every situation, no matter how difficult life may seem.